I'm really pleased to be here for Linstone's AGM. I'm sorry that we're not meeting you in person. And last year when we had the video meeting of the AGM, I thought, oh, well, I'm really looking forward to meeting our members and supporters in person, either in Johnstone or Linwood. But little did we know that we were going to be still really within the pandemic this year, so we have to hold an AGM as part of our rules. So we thought that we would go ahead and arrange it digitally on video like this. So that's why we arranged the Zoom AGM with you all. So thank you very much for attending. And it's really good to know that we have so much support from our members during the pandemic. I hope you're well, and I hope that you and your families are all keeping well. I think we're all quite hopeful that we are seeing progress with the coronavirus pandemic, but I don't think we're really out of the woods just yet. And that is quite a worry for us as a community-based housing association. We really do like to be on site and visiting our tenants and customers and seeing them in the office. You might have noticed that we are now working part of the time from the office, and we've got a lot of good health and safety measures in place for our staff. I have met up with a few of our board members and some tenants over the last couple of months, and they've been asking me a lot of questions. When will Linstone's office reopen? And we're really planning to do that as soon as we can safely do it, safely for our tenants and also for our staff, which has always been a big priority for Linstone. We have worked constantly over the past year, but as you may have seen from my own background, working from home has become the new norm for all our staff, apart from those staff who require to work on site, for example, our estates team and some of our housing officers and housing assistant staff. As I say, we do have a lot of catching up to do, but we've got plans in place to do that as quickly as we can. And we are going to be looking to redeploy staff or take on some additional temporary staff to help us to catch up with the work that we have to do, both in terms of repairs, allocations and estate management. So the next thing I'd like to say is many thanks to you, our members, for standing by Linstone and retaining your membership. We normally like to have a really good AGM where we all get together and then we get a chat and get a chance to answer questions. So we are really looking forward to when we can start doing that again in a safe way. One of the things that we want to look at is working more closely with our tenants and residents groups and other local community organisations. That's really important to us, and we will be starting meeting up face to face as soon as it's safe to do so, but we are at the moment continuing with the digital meetings, so it's good to at least be able to do some meetings in a virtual way, but I don't think that really compensates for meeting people in person. The next thing I wanted to talk about was our board at Linstone, and we're very fortunate. We've got a really healthy number of board members, and you'll hear tonight some of the really good reports, both from staff and from our auditors, to talk about the really positive position that Linstone finds itself in despite the pandemic. We have managed to continue working through that, and with the support of our members, tenants, customers, contractors, we continue to provide services, the local housing services that are required from our local community. But I did want to thank our board members who have also had to adjust to having virtual meetings on Zoom and Teams. It's not been the easiest thing. We normally would gather in Linwood every 6 weeks, and we would be able to discuss face-to-face with the board all the business that is going on and to get input. So we have continued to do these meetings on Zoom, which has been a great thing really to get the support of the board to continue Linstone's business in a really positive way. We are looking forward though to being able to get back into the office and to meet each other again. And we're hoping to do that in the coming months, really as soon as it's going to be safe to have a large gathering indoors of the board members. So thank you very much for listening to me today, and I really hope that we see you soon, and we will be restarting meetings with our tenants, board members and staff as well as soon as we possibly can. So I hope you enjoy our AGM and listening to some of the updates from staff today. Thank you very much for listening to me.
My name is Maria Suarez and I work for the response team. When the pandemic started, Linstone understood that we needed to go the extra mile to support our tenants and the wider community. Especially people who were already vulnerable will be even more vulnerable. So we started the response team and we contacted and supported our most vulnerable tenants. We were with other agencies like the Food Bank, Star Project, and even the council, not only to refer people from them, but to take referrals so we could support not only our tenants, if not the wider community while doing this. We ensured £50,000 for an emergency fund that allow us to buy iPads for homeschooling, essential supplies that people needed, things like fridges that broke and they didn't have any money to purchase a new one. As well, we identified that mental health will be a really important thing to take care of during this time. So we ensure some money and we offer counseling sessions. Besides that, we were able to provide some support for fuel poverty. So we have been distributed over £40,000 for fuel vouchers and debt support for people who were really struggling to keep their energy bills on. The plans are to continue with the response team on a more of a recovery role and being able to continue supporting not only our tenants, if not the wider community. We are right now applying for different funding and making sure that we can have some sustainability on this important work that we are doing just now.
Hi, my name is Brennan and I'm the Housing Manager at Linstone Housing. As you all know, COVID-19 caused significant disruption across all of Linstone's services, and the impact on the Housing Services Department was no exception. Talking to customers face-to-face was no longer an option, and the way we delivered our services had to change quickly. What we saw was our housing staff show how adaptable and flexible they were with new ways of working and still continue to provide a service. It was also great to see that residents accepted this and have been very supportive. So as we move forward over the next year, we will be working towards building back our services. And if there's one thing that this pandemic has taught us, is that there are sometimes different or better ways of doing things. So within the Housing Services Department, we will not just be returning to how we worked pre-pandemic, but look at changing and improving on the services we provide and how we do that. And I look forward to our customers taking that journey with us.
Hi, I'm Fiona, the Community Engagement Officer at Linstone Housing. The Community Engagement team are going to be focused on helping our communities to recover from the pandemic. We're supporting people to get fitter in partnership with the Health and Social Care team. We're supporting young people through our work with Create Paisley. We're also working with our Tenants and Residents Associations to help them represent our communities. and we're supporting youth unemployment with our partnership with Kickstart. We're also looking to bring people together safely with outdoor cinema screenings planned for the coming months. We're also working on exciting new projects like a community garden and creating a community transport hub.
My name is Maureen Richardson. I'm Linstone's Digital Transformation Officer, and I've been put in place to change the 3 developments at Barnet, Newton and Farrier Court from analog to digital. This has to be in place by 2025, and it's a warden call system that takes the calls to the staff and to the alarm receiving centre that needs to be upgraded. I'm working very closely with Renfrewshire Council so that we can give out the system out to the wider community for people who need telecare in the way of a personal alarm unit. And telecare is there to support people within their own home, that we can put devices such as fall detectors so that people can maybe stay at home longer. It's a bespoke system, it's tailored to individual needs, so we can tailor that to specific people. We're looking at training all of our staff so that there's an awareness within Linstone of what products that we can offer to people, and also to make them aware when they're visiting anyone that they can refer them on. We're going to make Linstone digitally ready for the 21st century to support anyone within our community.
The AGM is always a great time to reflect on the previous 12 months. And when we look back at what has been achieved over the past year by Linstone, by our customers, by our communities and by our contractors through very difficult circumstances, it provides me with great hope for solving whatever future challenges we come across. To have been able to provide a significant number of services within a global pandemic, help our communities and keep everyone as safe as we can is a huge achievement, and one that everyone can be proud of. By keeping the same ethos of being proactive, being flexible and working together to do the best that we can, I'm sure that we can continue to succeed. As we look forward to the coming years and the challenges of building back our services to pre-pandemic levels, we will be exploring ways to future-proof and modernise our repairs and maintenance services, and looking at how Linstone can contribute to meeting the government's zero carbon agenda through our planned investment works. As I said previously, we'll do the very best that we can with the resources that we have available to us, but it's also important to highlight that we are still experiencing a number of issues caused by the pandemic, such as material shortages and contractor availability, and will likely be encountering these for the foreseeable future. However, with your continued support and patience, I have no doubt that we'll get through this period of uncertainty, and I look forward to continuing to work with our communities to build back better.